If you're a rideshare driver, you and I don't know how we're getting paid. There are no rules that we're aware of as to how we are getting paid. Basically, we're all treated as individuals and we're paid by what's called a black box, meaning we don't even know what data goes into Uber and Lyft to determine how to pay us, and we don't understand how they calculate the payment that we get. I find this a little unsettling. I don't like being manipulated, and I kind of like to know, how they're figuring out what I'm getting paid. But the rules of the game have changed. We used to get rate cards and we knew exactly what we got paid. No longer. So in this video, I'm going to share with you some of the things I've learned about this upfront pricing. And at the end of the video, I'm going to share with you how you can use this information to your advantage and actually use it to make you more money. Hey everybody, it's Jay Crater with the RideShare Guy, drinking the last little bit of my coffee. Okay, so I used to drive full-time, 2016 to 2019. And during that time, Uber and Lyft had what were called rate cards. And the rate cards showed how much we were getting paid per minute, how much we were getting paid per mile, how much we were getting paid like an upfront that all the rides would get, with all the information that we needed. And we were comforted in knowing that Uber and Lyft generally paid the same, right? So the game was get rides that were pretty close because we weren't getting paid for driving to the passenger, but we knew we were getting paid once we had the passenger in the car. Well, post-pandemic now, we have what's called upfront pricing. And Uber gives us a price, Uber and Lyft give us a price, and they tell us where we're going, how long it's going to take us, and how many miles, and how long the ride is in minutes and miles. And that's it, right? So we don't know where that information came from, right? So it's possible that you and I are in the same place, we get the same ride, and we're getting paid differently, okay? Because it's an algorithm that's paying us. So this is what I'm going to cover in this video so you understand what's going on, because it's pretty important in you becoming more selective about your rides so that you can make more money than you will if you just accept every ride that comes your way, because there's big differences in the amount of money that you can make. Okay, number one, check out the news, all right? So I was just, scrolling around, and seemed like in one day I saw 3 different articles about the black box and the algorithm that we're getting paid. And I was frankly quite unaware of it. So look at this, the markup. Secretive algorithm will now determine Uber driver pay in many cities. The next one, opinion, Uber's black box keeps drivers in the dark about their share of the fare. The next one, gig workers in India, I love India, are uniting to take back control from algorithms. So some other drivers aren't feeling so great about it either. Uber's secret algorithm to calculate fares. So it's in the news, and it is news because it's a different way of doing things, and this is the impact of artificial intelligence. So if you wonder how artificial intelligence is impacting you and me, this is a direct way that we're feeling it. Number 2, so I went searching for a rate card. I was like, well, let me figure out how much we're actually getting paid. And I even contacted a few guys who work for RSG, and they said, hey, rate cards are gone. I did find that Lyft provides a rate card, and that's what you're seeing right here. And you can find this on your own Lyft app. When you get into the pay, there's a place where you can click, and it'll show you what they are. Now, this is only showing you what you're getting paid for the actual ride. What it doesn't show is how they calculate the entire ride, because you'll notice when you get pings, it'll say this includes drive time to get to the passenger. So that's part of the information, but it's not the whole picture. The whole picture, we don't know. And you can sure bet that Uber and Lyft are doing things differently because they're not sharing information either, right? So what are we going to do about that? I just want to throw in here, I called Uber to try and find out if they had a rate card, and it's so maddening talking to the people at Uber, and they just made me feel like I was an idiot for even asking about it, because they just kept saying there's nothing like that on the website anymore. So don't even try. So number 3, feelings of manipulation. So this is a common feeling, right? You feel like you're a pinball inside of a pinball machine just getting banged around. And it's not a good feeling. And this is initially how I felt, was like, well, I didn't sign up for this. But we all have a choice, and we can either like it and figure out a way to work with it, or quit, right? So I'm just saying, if you have a feeling of kind of being manipulated, you are, okay? We are little cogs inside of a big machine. Okay, number 4, understanding an algorithm. So an algorithm looks for tendencies. So we've actually seen the algorithm at work. If you've been driving for a while, you'll notice that the bonuses that you get are different from the bonuses somebody else gets. And you'll notice that as you take advantage of a bonus, like last month, I was getting $170 for doing 50 rides with Uber. And as I took advantage of that, and then the next one, the amount that they offered me kept coming down, right? Until it's so ridiculously low now. You can see 50 rides is now only paying $80. So it's like $110 difference. And why is that? Because the algorithm is seeing that I'm driving for Uber consistently, so they're going to pay me less. And at the same time, Lyft, who I wasn't driving for, is now offering me better and better and better bonuses. So now the last 2 weekends, I've driven for Lyft, and their bonuses are starting to come down, okay? So that's how the algorithms work. So if you're out there and you are driving and you're accepting every ride that's coming your way, Uber and Lyft are seeing that you accept not as profitable rides, and they're going to keep giving it to you. Or we're going to go to number 5, which is called be selective about your rides. So I feel like I'm beating a dead horse here, but I don't think many drivers are actually doing this. You need to evaluate which rides are profitable and which rides are not. So I set as my benchmark in Sacramento $30 an hour. So I quickly look at how much I'm getting paid and look at how many minutes it's going to take me. Am I making $30 in that calculation? If I am, I accept. If it's like $10 or $15, I'm not going to accept. And that tells the algorithm, right, the black box that's paying us, hey, this guy won't accept certain rides, so we got to keep giving him better rides. Whereas if you're the driver who accepts everything that comes your way, good rides and bad rides, they're going to recognize that, and they're going to keep funneling they're going to be paying you less and less as you take it, right? How much are you willing to endure? So this takes me to the key takeaways here. The key takeaway here is, by being selective, right, you're training the algorithms to give you better rides. And you now have this knowledge. So that's the benefit to this. You have the knowledge in which you can train the algorithm to give you the better rides versus the majority of drivers who just accept every ride that comes their way. And then they get lousy rides. There's a big difference between making $20 an hour and $40 an hour. That's twice as much money, right? So this gives you a huge advantage. So the key is to become selective about your rides. Only accept rides that work for you, that give you the kind of money that you want to make. And when they throw garbage rides at you that pay you $10 an hour, $15 an hour, don't accept it. That's the key takeaway here. It's frustrating, it's maddening, and all of that, but knowledge is power. And what you've learned here is that you can use this knowledge to make more money than the average driver by a lot, okay? So if you like this video, you like learning about the fact that we were getting paid by a black box at Uber and Lyft, give it a check so more drivers can see it and learn what's going on. If you haven't subscribed yet to our channel, subscribe. We'd love to have you be a part of our team. Go out and tell someone you love them. That's a great thing to do. Make somebody so happy, and people just don't say that enough, in my humble opinion. Go out and have a great day. Be safe out there. I'll see you next time.